Avoid these 3 faucets at all costs. There are 3 faucets I watch people install all the time that I would never put in my own house. And they look great on Pinterest, but every single one of them is gonna have you call in a plumber to rip it out, usually a lot sooner than you'd think. I've been doing renovations for over 15 years, and the faucet is one of those things people agonize over. The look, and never once think about how it actually holds up. So today, I'm gonna show you the 3 to avoid, exactly why each one fails, and then what it costs when it does. At the end, I'll tell you precisely what to install instead. Let's get into it. Faucet number 1, touchless motion sensor faucets. And I get it. This is the one almost everybody has thought about. You wave your hand and the water comes out. No germs, very futuristic. It sounds great. And then you actually live with one. The battery dies, and it never dies at a convenient time. It dies at the exact moment you're standing there with both hands covered in raw chicken and no way to turn on the water. And then there's the sensor itself, which loves to turn on for things that, well, are not just your hands. A kitchen towel, a cat strolling by. Maybe you're just sitting next to the sink and you hear it turn on quietly all by itself. All things that I've heard. But the real problem hits in year 5 to 7. When the sensor module fails, you don't repair it because there's nothing in there to repair. The fix is replacing the whole faucet. And if that's one of the app-controlled smart ones, it's even worse. Because the day that company stops supporting the app, your $700 faucet turns into a $700 manual faucet with dead screen stuck on the side of it. So let's talk about the cost, because that's the pattern for this whole video. The unit itself can cost anywhere from $400 to $800. Plumbing labor to swap out another one, I mean, these days could be $300 to $500. So let's call it $1,000 for easy numbers every few years for the privilege of waving your hand at the sink. For me, I don't know, that math just doesn't work. Personally, I've used them, I just don't like them. I mean, I just like to grab the handle and turn it on. Real quick, since you're clearly the type who looks into stuff before you buy, thank you for watching the video. My free renovation playbook has my whole no regret fixture and finish list in it. Links in the description. If you want it, that's it. Take a look. Faucet number 2. I know, I've said I like it, and I said it's trended out, but here it goes. Matte black finishes. This was the darling of Pinterest from 2020 to 2024, and right now, well, it's aging badly in real kitchens and bathrooms. And before anyone gets mad, I'm not saying matte black can't look good. On day 1, it looks fantastic. The trouble is everything that happens after day 1. Let's start with hard water. Hard water etches the matte coating, and the etching is permanent. You cannot buff it out. Then your cleaning products, well, they finish the job. Because most standard cleaners slowly strip a matte finish every time you wipe it down. And here's the part that really gets people, because the exact opposite of what they bought it. Matte black shows fingerprints worse than chrome. Folks go get matte to hide smudges and end up with the faucet that broadcasts every smudge, every water spot. And when it chips, I mean, it depends on how you use your stuff, but they probably will chip. You'll start seeing the shiny brass or the chrome-based metal peeking through underneath. There's no fixing that. You can't touch up that. Color match, matte black coating, it's just not gonna work. So the only fix is full replacement. And if you bought a cheaper PVD plated matte black from some no-name brand, and well, you can see it start failing right away. The cost for one of these, I mean, it depends on what area, but it could be from $300 to $1,500. And of course, once again, you have plumbing labor. And this one, well, it stings because nobody wants to spend that kind of money on matte black faucet and then tear it out 18 months later. Sometimes they replace it twice before giving up and saying, you know what, this math just doesn't work. Faucet number 3. And this is the one that no one sees coming because it's the expensive, classy one. The bridge faucet. The kind with separate hot and cold handles connected with the bridge bar running between the top. They're beautiful. They really are. They're also the reason your kitchen towel is permanently damp. Start with the handles, because hot and cold are separate. You can't set your temperature with one hand while doing anything with the other. Every single interaction needs 2 hands. Filling a pot, rinsing a dish, washing your hands. All of that is now a 2-handed job. The bridge bar connecting the handles, it looks great, and it collects hard water buildup in a spot that's almost impossible to clean. Because the geometry blocks every brush you could try to wedge in there, and the arc on the spot's usually too tall for the basin. So every time you wash dishes, the water sprays right off the plates, onto the counter, and the sink. That's your damp towel. You're wiping up your own counter every single wash. And they're a nightmare to install top of it, they need a specific 3 or 4 hole mounting pattern that fights modern valve sets, which doubles the labor time going in, and it doubles again when you're finally done and you want to get rid of it. Now guys, the cost on this one is big. You're talking $1,500 to $4,000 for the fixture, plus the double plumbing time. And what I see these is people keeping them out of guilt. They were so expensive that ripping them out feels wasteful, so they quietly hate using their own sink every day for years. Don't do it to yourself. So what I recommend you actually put in, let me make this simple. For your kitchen, go with a single lever, high arc, pull down faucet with a ceramic disc cartridge inside that's from a brand that's been making faucets for 50 years or more. One handle. So you set the temperature and the flow with one hand. That ceramic disc cartridge is the part that lasts decades. Or, if you cheap on that, it's the one that starts dripping in 3 years. The old established brands have decades of wear data behind theirs. Get it in polished chrome, brushed nickel, the 2 finishes with the longest proven track record there is. For your bathroom, a widespread 2-handle faucet, again in real metal finish. And stay away from the PVD plated coating. It's going to chip on you. And honestly, for picking any finish at all, the whole thing comes down to one rule. If the finish is a coating sitting on top of the metal, it will eventually fail. If the finish is metal itself, it will last. Chrome, brushed nickel are the metal. Most of the trending colors are a coating. That one rule will save you from almost every faucet mistake that's out there. So those are the 3 to avoid, and the ones I'd put in instead. Skip the motion sensor, skip the matte black, and think really hard before you fall for a bridge faucet, no matter how good it looks sitting in that showroom. Now, my money is on the matte black one starting a fight in the comments below. Well, because somebody out there just installed one last week, and they're not going to take this quietly. So why don't you tell me, which of these 3 is on your sink right now? Are you keeping them or ripping them out? Hey, you know what? Tell me if I'm wrong. I love to see you guys in the comments and have that discussion. I'm in every single comment. I absolutely love that you guys take the time to share with me what your thoughts are. You help give me feedback for the channel, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching Built by Becker.